What's up, good people? What's happening? What's goody? It's your boy Laws OSS 980, other side of sports. On this jump, man, for a little bit. I got a little bit of time. Let's talk. So this is what I want to talk about today, right? A couple days ago, I went on live and I kind of talked about the how media, sports media in particular, be pushing out these narratives that the undertone of the narrative is racist. Like I've said this, like I'm like they have these like racist undertones, and it when they happen, I think a lot of people just be like, oh no, it's just media. Like no 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 no. Like let's be clear. I sometimes it's just oh this is the situation and people are just saying and it just happens to be like black and white. That's very rare, but sometimes it's that way. Most times when you're talking about situations really in the NFL, I would say in particular, and you're talking about situations with quarterbacks, usually race is somewhere behind it somewhere somehow. So we talked earlier in the year about like Ron Rivera and how he handled the whole Dwayne Haskins situation, and that situation's still a debacle. I just want you to know, like just because you ain't even heard anything, it's still a very volatile situation, very unresolved situation that I don't think that they'll get any kind of resolution on until the season is over, which they'll probably try to trade Dwayne Haskins for nothing because they destroyed his value. And so, I mean, anything better than the sixth round pick, I don't see that happening. But I say all that to say, this week, and I just want you to like see the difference. This is where it's different. I want y'all to hear like and see the difference. So Brian Flores is the coach of the Miami Dolphins. And this week, somebody reported that they basically were doing a like these these last 10 games were essentially an evaluation of Tua Tagovailoa, right? And that's the reason why they went away from Ryan Fitzpatrick, because they wanted to see what they had in Tua before potentially having to draft another quarterback in this upcoming draft. So I just want you to hear what a real coach is supposed to do when they're faced or challenged with stuff that is unrelated. So first of all, the source was an unnamed source. So it says the ESPN report. I'm just going to read it from the article. This is from the Sentinel. This is a South Miami, Florida publication. All right. It says Miami Dolphins coach Brian Flores pushed back fiercely Thursday in response to an ESPN report last week that said that the team's decision to start Tua Tagovailoa was centered towards evaluating the rookie quarterback in preparation for the 2021 NFL Draft. The ESPN report cited an unnamed source said the Dolphins made the move to Tagovailoa, benching 16-year veteran fan favorite Ryan Fitzpatrick in the process. To see what they have in their young quarterback were two valuable draft picks in both of their first and second rounds of the next draft. So I just want to be clear. Thank you, Dan. See, Dan hit. You don't even know this, Dan. I talked about you the other day on the live because I was like, when I was talking about just like race and different things like that, and I was saying that for the most part, like the people who are like white, they aren't black, like that are my friends, people that I have associations with. Like I want real people. I want to be like open and honest with people. Like, and I named you. I was like, my man Dan. Like, we can talk about race. We can talk about just different things. His perspective, my perspective, and it just be, like we can hear each other out and understand. And it, like, we can be honest. I was like, I don't want no fake people in my life. Black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, Afghanistan. No, I want real people in my life. Like, because that's the only way you have like progress. That's the only way you make progress, especially with the society we live in. Like, it's so messed up. Like, the society is messed up. So, if you gotta be fake with people, that's terrible, dog. No, who wants to live that way? That's not no way to like live life. And I was like, you may not always agree with other people's perspectives, and that's fine. But at least where people come from. Like, you can it's easier to have fruitful conversations when people are being honest and open. Because it takes both of those two things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I appreciate when I have people in my life, or people that I know, that I don't have to like fake and be, oh yeah, like, and try to make everything roses and stuff, because that's not life. I mean, there's some stuff that's good, and then there's some stuff that's terrible, and you got to be able to like call it out when you see it. Now, back what I'm saying. Yeah, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I want to say it about I want to call him a bum. I would say he's overrated. That's what I would say about Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's overrated. His win-loss record is terrible. I mean, like, and that's the thing. The standard of winning and losing is just, the bar is lowered. And granted, I'm just saying, when it's black and white, when we're talking black and white, Lamar Jackson got one of the best win-loss records like any quarterback to start his career, right? But does he still need to improve? Yes, of course he does. But like, the scrutiny he gets with the win record he has versus a Ryan Fitzpatrick, who Bama's got a losing record for his career. I don't care what you say. Fitz Magic, y'all give him a nickname, whatever, but overall he's a loser. If I lose in anything more times than I win, I'm a loser. Listen, go look up the word loser in the dictionary. You tell me what it means, young. If I lose more times than I win, I'm a loser. Just flat out. So an unnamed source, hear this, young, because we hear unnamed source a lot here in Washington, right? So it says, thank you, Ern. So it says, in essence, so in essence, Flores was upset the report insinuated Tagovailoa is auditioning to be the Dolphins starter for the rest of the 2020 NFL season and beyond. Okay, so this is what he said. This is what Flores said. So mind you, Flores is a black head coach, right? He has a black quarterback. A white quarterback was benched in Ryan Fitzpatrick. So I'm telling you, Tua's first game, his stats were not crazy, off the charts. So like, that's what I'm saying. The bar, like, he got to come out and fry, throw for 300, run for 2 touchdowns, do something spectacular for there to be no scrutiny. So he didn't play particularly well, but they got a W. They won, which is the most important thing, right? So this is oh yeah, black GM too. So this is what Brian Flores says to the report, right? This is what Ron Rivera should have done. He says, I'm just going to tell you about my thinking. We brought Tua here because we believe in him. Same as the other draft picks, Flores said on Thursday. We believe in developing players. And I think you guys have heard me talk about improving players on a daily basis. That would be the opposite of giving someone a 10-game audition. So I guess that's my thinking on that, just so everybody is clear. Tagovailoa will start for the Dolphins on Sunday on the road against the Arizona Cardinals. His second game in a 10-game stretch where he'll be Miami's starting quarterback to the end of the season. The Dolphins won their first game with Tagovailoa as the starter last week against the Los Angeles Rams. And then it's just kind of just telling where they drafted Tagovailoa. So here you have the coach basically saying, like, stop, like, and I don't know if this jump even quoted, because I think what I heard on the radio, because this is kind of what tipped me off, that he made mention of the unnamed source. Like, I don't know who this unnamed source is, but if they got a problem, I want to be clear about the status of our quarterback in Tua, right? And he's not auditioning. We basically picked him where we believe he would be, and that's that. So all this unnamed source stuff, I don't know who it is, because this is what happens in the media. They throw this unnamed source out there, and I'm gonna tell you what the unnamed source is. But I was gonna ask, like, yo, who's the unnamed source? I'm gonna tell you who the unnamed source is. Ryan Fitzpatrick's been in the league a long time, right? He's talked to reporters, he's been with different people, and I'm gonna tell you what happened. When he got benched, when they took him out, he was salty about it. One of the reporters probably reached out to him, was like, hey, because you know they got friends too, and I'm sure it was a white reporter. I'm sure ain't no black reporter doing this. I'm just keeping it all the way 100. So a white reporter probably reached out, was like, young, I mean, how you feel, blah, blah, blah. What's, you know, how you feeling about Tua? He's like, man, I mean, they going with the young kid. I don't think he's ready, but, you know, it is what it is. Like, I mean, that's a situation I'm always having to prove myself. But, you know, if he, you know, doesn't do well, you know, I'll be playing again, like whatever. He's like, oh, all right. And then that reporter was like, yeah, man, it's messed up, because they're probably friends. They probably play golf in the off season, do other stuff. Man, it's messed up, man. It's crud, like, yeah. And he probably was being real with him, like, yeah, I don't even like this kid, like, you know, you gonna see, you know, in his first game, he's not gonna do that well, because, you know, they made the offense vanilla for him, you know what I'm saying, to try to get him, blah, blah, blah. And he probably just threw salt on his name behind the scenes. Or he didn't say nothing like that. He just was like, man, I don't agree with it, whatever. And then the unnamed source probably saw the jump, man. It was like, man, you know, I'm going to be critical, because this is a story. This is a story. So I'm going to be critical with the story, and I'm going to run with the story, whatever. Not anticipating or expecting that the coach would come out and chop all that down. And that's what Ron Rivera should have done here for Dwayne Haskins. You know? You're going to have growing pains with a young quarterback. You're going to have situations where people may not agree with the decision that you make for whatever reason. I'm telling you, if Tua would have lost that game, if the Dolphins would have lost that game, right, it would have been he'd had to feel even more scrutiny for a loser in Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like, you know what I'm saying? They would have gave him gas. It would have gassed him, like, oh. Because if you hear what was being said, they're saying, yeah, he didn't play that well, but they won. Like, you know, like they just trying to, like, they minimize winning. Where they do that at, dog? The only time winning is minimized. The only time winning is minimized is when you're a black quarterback. Go up the way to Baltimore, dog. Go up there. Only time is minimized, yeah. So it's interesting that Brian Flores went like he went to really address the situation and say, nah, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not going with this unnamed source. I'm going to nip all this in the bud before it even gets started. Even for them to feel like they had a freedom to just put this unnamed source foolishness out here. Nah, that's what we're going to do. Basically telling Tua, you don't have to look over your shoulder. You don't have to worry about it. And like, I'm telling you, Ryan Fitzpatrick's earned some equity in locker rooms. He earned equity around the league. And I'm sure he knows I'm sure he knows, you know, media people and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, yeah, you know, I can't really say, you know, I can't openly slander the band, but I just think it's the wrong move. And so they took the baton, like, yeah, Weagle, don't worry, we got you, man. You know, we believe in you. We think you should be starting. Not because he's got a losing record, because they just, you know, it's the mentality, dog. It's an antiquated mentality that they're attached to. And whether, like, I don't care what you say to me, Ryan Fitzpatrick is not the future of the Dolphins organization. No. He's not. He's not the future of that organization. So what are you doing? What are you doing giving him all the reps, letting him play all the games and do all that stuff? Like, does that help the progression of the young quarterback you drafted? No. So what are you doing? What are you doing? So, I mean, that's pretty much that. So this is what I'm about to do next. I was trying to think if I should keep it a secret, but since as a gift to y'all who watch my lives, I be on here pretty much every day now. Like I'm doing a live every day, talking different topics. So just yeah. So what I'm about to do, Dan, you gonna like this. Because I said the other day, see, I like to back my words up. I don't like just to talk. Some people just go out here and they just talk. They be like, I'd dunk on Shaq if he was on the court with me. I'd dunk on Shaq and do different stuff. Oh, if I was right here and I had to box Mayweather, I'd beat up Mayweather. He can't see me with the hand. Like, there's a lot of people just talk, right? There's a lot of people just talk. I'm not one of those people. The other day, I said, I'm better than Daniel Jones right now. I'm better than Sam Darnold right now. My arm is better than their arm right now. So what I'm going to do is, in the next couple of days, I'm as sleepy or not, I just had a newborn. I don't care. I ain't worked out. I haven't thrown a football since 2019. I might have thrown one earlier this year, but I ain't really throwing a football like that. I'm going to the field. I'm hollering at my man Trav. We're going to get earned. We got all the 4K cameras and everything. And we going to the field. And I'm throwing the football. And I'm going to do a little pro workout jump just like they do for the draft. And I'm going to show you the arm. I'm going to show you the arm. And I'm going to tell you off the just like I said, the direct quote was 2 games ago, Sam Darnold had a terrible game, right? Bama had like a 53.1 QBR rating. It was terrible. The Bama might have thrown for like 4 yards in the second half. Like they had like 4 yards of offense in the second half or whatever, right? And I said I could do better than that. I think he had a total like a 123 yards passing, whatever, right? So to back it up, I'm going to get on the field. I'm going to throw the whole route tree, right? I'm going to throw the whole route tree. I'm going to do bootlegs out the pocket, all that stuff. Now, granted, it ain't going to be no rush. Ain't nobody going to be rushing after me and nothing like that. And I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to have to read the defense. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you have to do. Like, I'm going to actually show you that reading defense, what they tell you, it's not rocket science. Like, they try to get, especially for the black quarterbacks, they always tell the black quarterbacks, they're like, oh yeah, he has trouble with reading defenses and stuff like that. No, let me tell you something. When they on the line, because I want to be clear that I know what I'm talking about. When we evaluate quarterbacks and we say stuff, 50 from the knees, Dan. Actually, I can't throw 50 from the knees. Though. Yeah, my though I ain't thrown a football in a year. I don't lift weights. I don't do nothing, dog. So this is a man who just came out of the maternity ward with the baby. So granted, I should be some coach. You shouldn't even listen to me. After you see the video of me throwing the football in a route tree and running and bootlegging and all this stuff, you should be able to definitively say Sam Darnold, all these Bamas is got better arms than me and all like that. You should be able to definitively say that. Like, it should be no question. If you looking at the tape and you're like, dang, this Bama really got an arm, like he could, hold on. That shouldn't even be an option. You shouldn't even be able to say that, right? Because I'm gonna go through the route tree, right? Then I'm gonna tell you what they do. When they on the field, they looking at the players, they stand up on the line. They're trying to find out who the Mike linebacker is, yeah. If they're trying to figure out who the Mike linebacker is, if the linebacker is going to rush or if he's in coverage. Then when they motion the Bamas across the field back and forth, they're trying to see if they're in a man coverage or a zone coverage. That's what they're trying to identify. They're like, who the Mike linebacker, who the Bama who's going to come free, and who needs to be blocked. So they're trying to tell their line the protection. Here, block him over there or block them over there. Or, or the running back, if they got a back with him, they saying, okay, this the Mike linebacker. I want you to block him or whatever. And sometimes the quarterbacks, depending on who they are, they might be like, all right, don't worry about this person or worry about that person. And then they're looking at the coverage. They're looking at the secondary. If they're in a cover 2, if they're in a cover 1, cover 3, they're trying to identify that by the setup of the different players on the field. So they're looking. They're like, okay, if I move him over here and that cornerback follows him over here, then some type of man coverage. Right? They're trying to get tips, and the defenses are trying to show like a look to confuse the quarterback to make them think it's a cover 2 or cover 1. That's why they'll start out close, so he can't really identify who's dropping back in coverage, who's doing this, who's doing that. So it sounds like a baby got you up, losing too much sleep because you job like delirious right now. They are professionals for a reason. No. That's my whole point. See, Nate, you right where I'm at, dog. You understand exactly what I'm talking about, dog. Yes, they are professionals, bro. They are professionals. That's my whole point. So if I get out here and I throw the football and I look just as good as these that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem, dog. That's a problem. Cause I'm gonna tell you, like, I'll tell you what I know. Like, for example, that might not be a good example. It might not be a good example. But I'm gonna find a good example. And when I make this tape, I'm gonna use that example for it. Because I'm with you, Nate. I'm with you. These Bama's is professionals. They should it shouldn't even be no question. You should be like, hell, what is this Bama? Oh, I don't care. Whatever. It all should be jokes. It all should be jokes. But that's the thing, though. I think we're talking like sports and stuff like that, and of course, it's levels to it. It's levels. I mean, people don't know this, but my nephew played in the league for 5 years. He just stopped playing in the league, like, maybe as of 2-3 years ago. So he might be removed from the league 3 years ago. So no, yeah, no. I'm just saying, when you're evaluating quarterbacks, so in that process of evaluating quarterbacks and what quarterbacks can do, and they like, read defense, and they always trying to knock people's mentality and stuff like that. The thing about football is not necessarily, I mean, reading defenses is a part of it, yeah, but thing is, how you read the defense is through being able to see different looks and seeing the different looks and knowing what the different looks mean, and then making the right decision. So when you say read defense, it's not you just like, oh, they're in a cover 2. It's being able to diagnose the defense before the play starts, to know where you're going to go with the football, or to have an idea of what you're going to do with the football, you know what I'm saying, pre-snap. You're looking at the jump. That's why Peyton Manning, dog, even when his arm was a duck at the end of his career, but this man was still scoring touchdowns. He was still making plays, moving the team down the field. You know why? Because he had seen every look that most teams wanted to do. He could diagnose what was going to happen with the play before it happened, because he'd be like, oh, even though this Mike linebacker, he's the real Mike linebacker, they're trying to fool me because I see X, Y, and Z, and I've seen his look so many times. I watched the tape, I've studied the film. I know exactly what they're going to do. This dude, he going to drop back. It's a deploy, right? And this is how I'm going to be able to diagnose it better. Okay, let me move this dude over here. Okay, motion, boom, boom. If you see, most of the teams, they all run the little motion receiver across the field, because those are the basic diagnosable reads that you do to be like, is it a man coverage or if it's a zone coverage, right? So when you had a diagnosis, you had that. The only other things that come into play, really, when you're talking about, like, is being able to make the throws, being able to be accurate. So these are the things that kind of separate the quarterbacks, because it's like, okay, you being able to diagnose the plays, and then accuracy, being able to be accurate with your passes. The kids coach, when they get older, say he can do better. No, I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that, man. Actually, I'm a pretty good coach, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm real patient. I just like it's just being a like I don't know. I just I'm just saying when you're looking at football and they're looking at it, these are all the different things that are going into play. So sometimes when you see like when you throwing a pick happens one or two reasons. One, you misdiagnose the coverage. You think it's a zone, it ain't a man or a man in the zone, and you throw to a receiver thinking he's going to be open because in your mind you said he's going to be open pre-snap. You looked at the play, you were like, oh, okay, yeah, they in this coverage. All right, when I hike this dude, and you're kind of like running through the play before it happens. This is why Kirk Cousins throws a lot of picks because he pre decides where he's going to go with the football before the ball is even snapped. He like, oh, I'm going to Thielen on this one. They're in the man, so I'm going to throw the ball to Thielen. Or they're in the zone, and so they're in the zone. So this is my read right to the running back, out the flats. Right to the running back, out the flats. When Kirk Cousins tries to throw into a zone, like when he drops back in the pocket and he tries to throw into the zone, he usually throws a lot of picks that way. He throws a lot of picks that way. Because when you're throwing into a zone, it's different. You're throwing into a window. You're throwing into a window most times when you're throwing against a zone. Or you're throwing into a window. Either an out window or your receiver sitting in the middle or he's coming across the zone and you got to throw into the window. Those are much harder throws than when you're throwing against a man coverage on the outside where you got a wide receiver and he's one-on-one and all you got to do is just put it up. Like if you got and that's the thing, you playing percent. You know why Brady is so good? Brady is good because Brady, he understands, right? Matchups. Football is about matchups, dog. Football is about matchups. And football is about, so this is not the same as the league. I'm not saying it's the same. I'm saying I'm giving an example. So when I play in flag football, right? It's not the league. I'm just giving an example. Calm down. Y'all, dog, you go to compare flag football? No, I'm talking about concepts of football. This is what I'm talking about, concepts. So if I had a play that was designed, right? Like to have somebody come out into the flats, right? And I had a combination route behind it. So let's say I had like my back come out into the flats, right? I know that the linebacker is going to come up on that play. But after you run the play a couple times, right? What would happen is if the team went into a zone or they're playing a zone, the cornerback will be told, like, watch the flat. Because they would see the back come out, and if I'm throwing to the back a lot, they'll be like, young, watch the flat. And what happens is the cornerback on the outside route would try to jump that flat back, the back coming out the flat. And if I knew that was coming, what I would do is I will pump the flat route and then go up top. Because the cornerback what happens is once the flat jump happens, because the linebacker got to come across. So if the running back goes straight to the flats and I just dump it to the flats, he gonna get like 5-10 yards every time because the linebacker has a long way to travel, right? So what will happen is after you get like you pop that play like 2-3 times for like 5 or 10 yards. What happens is the coach will be like, young, you got to come down. Like, you know what I'm saying? He throwing to the flats and they don't want to keep giving that up. So the cornerback will then start peeking in the back. He'll start looking at the back to see if I'm going to the flats. And what would happen is I would know that because I'm reading the defense. I'm saying that they're getting frustrated with me just getting this little shot to the flats right here. So then what I would do is I would say, okay, boom. I would hike the ball. I would look the flats. The cornerback would see me look the flat and he'd be like, I can't keep giving this up. And that little peak is enough to get my receiver, if he got speed, over top of him. then it's just all it is a throw over top for him to beat him, and that's 6. That's what Tom Brady does a lot. He's able to see certain things that are happening, what defenses want to do, and then get in front of it. Like, okay, all right, the Bama's going to try to stop this with that. This is where I'm going to go with the football. Here. This is based on this. This is what's going to be open. Based on this, this is what I'm going to have available to me to make. You know what I'm saying? To like go to. Or he'll say, oh, they're in a man because they don't want to give this up. Oh, I got 1-on-1 on the left side with Antonio Brown and somebody. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to Antonio Brown all day because he's going to win that 1-on-1 matchup. That takes away a lot of the stress from a quarterback QB position when you know you got guys who can win 1-on-1 matchups. You can just throw the ball up and know my man going to go get it. When I play football, I know it's not exactly the same. What I'm saying is in my brain, I would say to myself, like, okay, based on this look, based on this defense, okay, I got a 1-on-1 matchup here. Daryl over here. Oh, I like that matchup. Okay, then I will give him a route that was best suited for the situation. If it was a post route, if it was a streak, comeback, whatever route I felt like he would win on based on what I was witnessing from the cornerback. So let's say if we had a bunch of plays where everybody was going deep, right? And we just kept going deep, then I may give him a comeback route on a 1-on-1 matchup and know he's going to win that route. I can throw the ball with confidence. Now, every once in a while, you might guess wrong, and that's where you might get picked off. Like you going to guess wrong sometimes. I mean, especially in the NFL, the highest level, they're going to guess wrong a lot of times. But the greats, the people who are good at doing it, they've seen it all. They've seen all the looks. They've seen all the, they've seen it before, dog. And then, so what does it come down to? It comes down to who has better players, what the better matchups, accuracy of throws. That don't matters. That's what matters. So, I say all that to say, I'm going to the field. I'm going to throw the route tree. After I do, I'm going to be like, would you rather have, if you can pull their stats up. I don't have to pull their stats up. Would you rather have Sam Darnold I'm not trying to play the football. They could call me right now and be like, hey, young, we want you to come in for a try. No. See, people get it twisted. They think Bama's trying to relay their dreams and all like that. No. My dream is not to be an NFL football player. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want to play for the Jets or Washington football team. None of that. That's not what I want to do. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to try out and actually be an NFL football player. This is not, no. That's not why I'm doing it. Why I'm doing it is to point out how a lot of these quarterbacks out here are overrated. Overrated, dog. Overrated. And some of these quarterbacks don't get the same scrutiny that they should. That they should. Yeah. So y'all be the judge, man. I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put a poll up. Like, I'm gonna say, well, who would you rather have right now? And then if I get no votes, if the Jones say 0% for me, then I'll stop the argument. I won't make the argument no more. But after people see the tape, and I'm gonna ask Jets fans and everything, and I want people to be honest. Like, you be like, no, dog, your arm's trash. You can't make the throws. I seen your route tree. No, boo. You ain't got your wheels. Since you tore the Achilles, your wheels is suspect. You coming off injury. No, You clearly a dad, so stop it. Like, young, all that. I'm ready to receive all of it. I'm ready to receive all of it. But if I get 40%, don't let me get 50%. Don't let it get to 50%. People saying like, young, I'd rather have this Bama over. No, if it get to 50%, dang, yeah. Oh, bro. Let me find out. I go viral cause I'm better than Sam Darnold out here. I'm better than Daniel Jones out here. Now it's a rack. Listen, let me be clear. It's a rack of Bamas I'm not better than though. A rack, a rack. The whole league, backups included. Young, there's a bunch of backup Bamas who will smoke my boots off, throwing a route tree and doing all that stuff. But you can't say nothing to me. After I seen what Sam Darnold's done in the last 3 weeks, oh, Danucci, Bonaducci, get him out of here, dog. I'm better than that Bama right now. See the funny thing is, this was really funny. Like, people were gonna slander me. They're gonna say, dog, you're gonna be like, they're gonna be like, dog, you're wilding, you're stupid. No way you're better than these quarterbacks. Get out of here, like blah blah blah, like whatever. Woo woo. Dog. Bammers forget. What's his name? Played with Mike Martz, young. Is on TV now. Was working at McGregor's, Magruder's. He was working at the grocery store. And got picked up by the St. Louis Rams. What's my man name, young? Not Mark Bulger. The other Bama won a Super Bowl and everything. I think he played up Canada somewhere. And then what's my man name, young? Hall of Famer. Matter of fact. What's my man name, young? I know y'all. What's it? Kurt Warner. My man. Kurt Warner was me. Kurt Warner was me. Bama was just doing regular life stuff. But and I don't even know how he get back into the league. How he even get in the league, dog? Because he just was like a walk on or something. He just came out. I don't even know how. I want to hear that story because it sound real nepotismist. Like, ain't even a word, but it just sound like, the Bama was working at a grocery store and all of a sudden he on a quarterback, he on a roster. Then I know which McCall got hurt and then he was, but bro, I'm just saying, like, Bama's gonna slander me. Like, it ain't nothing. But another Bama who ain't did nothing. And the thing is, like, this is crazy. I'm just keeping it all the way 100 though, dog. If I was white, this is truth. Y'all might not even agree with this, but if I was white, people would probably consider it. Like, it'd be like, you seen this white boy, dog? He got wheels, he got an arm, he threw the whole route tree, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, where is he? How old is he? Bama's are looking to my whole bio to figure out where I'm from and where I come. Like, where this guy come from? Like, I think he, you know what I'm saying? They might even lobby me for the Washington football team. Dog, they want a white quarterback here so bad. Like, oh my goodness, this guy, he can throw. Look how they talking about Kyle Allen. Like, this Bama is, they talk about Kyle Allen like this Bama is amazing. Kyle Allen is just a guy. He's average. Now we're gonna see this week. Who they play? Who the Washington football team play this week? They play the Giants. No, is it the Giants? Yeah, I think it's the Giants. They play the Giants this week. Oh no, not the Giants. Who Washington football team play this week? Somebody let me know. Yeah, I can look it up. They play New York. Yeah, I feel like yeah. So they play New York. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Yeah, nah, Allen definitely a backup material. That's why I'm like, young, you got a backup. Why don't you just? They could have just stuck with Haskins and just wrote it out, dog. We'd be in the same place. We'd be in the same place. We'd be in the same place. So, um, yeah. How many games did Washington football team won? 2. Okay. All right. So, what's the number that they have to get to justify benching Haskins? That's the question I want to know. How many games do they have to have won this year with Kyle Allen as the quarterback or Alex Smith, whichever one, I don't care, for the move to be justified? How many games, y'all? How many games, people? How many? And don't say none or we trying to get Lawrence or draft pick, because that's not what the coach said. 7 games? All right, that's all right. 7 games. 7-9. Yeah. Because I think at 7-9, you actually have an opportunity based on this division to win a division and possibly go to the playoffs. So, all right, that's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that. 7 wins. That 7 wins is the number. So Kyle Allen has to win. Let's see, 5 more games. 7 games with Allen. Yeah, so 5 games. So I'm saying 7-9. 7-9 is enough for me to be like, okay. So right now they got 2 wins. So they need 5. So Kyle Allen or the regime right now needs to win 5 more games. Aaron's saying 6 minimum because he's measuring it against what Haskins did. So 6. If he wins 7 games, that will put him at. So that means he would have to win 6 more games essentially. Yeah. So he has to win 6 more games. Kyle Allen. So who want to put money on Kyle Allen not winning 6 more games this year? Because I don't think that's happening, Chan. We can put some wings on it or something. He not winning 6 games. You think he winning 6 games, Dan? 6 games? Here on out to the end of the season? Look, man. That's a tall task, bro. That's a tall task. Well, they should win this week. The Giants are bad. Like I said, I'm doing this because I watched DiNucci, whatever his name is, for Dallas the other night. I was like, young, I'm better than this Bama right now out the gate. Like, right now. Like that's the like my bar. That's why I'm doing this. This is why I'm doing this whole quarterback challenge, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Too bad I don't got like the rings I can throw through, show y'all the accuracy, the real accuracy. Cause throwing to players on the field, like I'm gonna have my man Trav out there, might have Tom out there too. Like it's a little different. When you gotta throw through the rings, that's real dog. You gotta have real accuracy throw through the rings. Or hit the little jump, like that's real accuracy. But it's a little different when you got like moving targets and stuff like that, because it's just something about being a gamer. I prefer to actually throw to receivers, because I like, But yeah, I'm gonna throw to the receivers. I'm gonna show y'all the tape. Y'all ain't gonna be no CGI, no you know how they do for the special effects and all that. Like I ain't messing with the special effects on the editing software. None of that. Like it's all gonna be legit. Like, I'm not gonna do, fake commercial where I throw the football, go out the screen, and come down in the end zone. But I'll be like, young, this Bama threw the ball 95 yards. Oh my goodness, Bama got a crazy arm. Like, none of that, dog. Like, I'm not gonna sit on one side of the field and throw it to the other side. People, young, dog, this Bama threw it through the uprights from one side to the other. No, 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 no. You gonna see the limitations. Okay, so you said Dan saying I don't think Allen sits more games. Also, you still owe me $50, so I'm not betting with you any. 50 for what? What I owe you 50 for? What I owe you 50 for, Dan? This Bama been holding a grudge, dog. What kind of dog? You got to hit me offline and break it down to the. Let me know what's good, dog. I'm a Lannister, dog. We always pay our debts out here, champ. We ain't running around here. I'm trying to owe nobody nothing, dog. I'm trying to live by the Bible code, dog. Owe no man nothing. Dog, oh yeah. Oh, dog, that was a joke, Dan. You took me serious, bro. Oh yeah. You talking about the I said I made a joke. I was like, no black people be riding in Subarus. So I was just messing around. Cause I know there's black people who got Subarus, but I'm just like, it's really no black people who be really driving Subarus like that, though. Like, come on, young. This Bama Dan, dog, he holding it against me. Oh my goodness, dog. Alright, I might have to do installment payments like installment Jones. Let me see if I can do the installments, young. Right now, all I do is buy Pampers, young. Every 5 minutes, I gotta buy Pampers. Jones costs like, dog, it's out of control. But yeah, what was I saying? So I don't think that Kyle is not gonna be able to do it. So I'm gonna throw the route tree. I'm gonna do all of that, though. So shout out. Yeah, dog. So yeah, of course, man. You always get a shout out from me. I shout you out every show, dog. I just want you to know. We shout you out every show. So you go to the end of any show, you getting a shout out. That's a fact. So yeah, nah. So we're gonna get it in. Let y'all be the judge. Let y'all be the judge. Y'all let me know. Be like, look, man, just give it up. You trash. Whatever, whatever. But I'm telling you, you might be surprised when you see the tape. When you see the tape, you might gonna be surprised. I don't know, Dan. It's bad, bro. I don't know, Dan. It's bad. It's the situation is not good. They going I think Haskins won't be here, bro. He gonna be somewhere else. I'm pretty sure about that. He gonna definitely be somewhere else. It's no way. Like, I don't know how you like. It's like this. I'll give you an example. It's like you dating somebody, right? And you come home and you catch them in the act. Dog, how do you recover from that? Your trust is gone. It's gone. It's finished. How do you recover? How do you recover though, dog? Like you sorries ain't gonna cut it. I apologize. Roses, like that's not gonna work, dog. It's not gonna work. So I hear you. I just don't see it happening, bro. I just don't see it happening. Dog, all that's just, I mean, nah, bro. Nah, dog. I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it. Now, let me say this. if Ron Rivera would have treated the situation like Brian Flores treated Tua, we might be talking about we might be talking about things being totally different. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be talking about things in a totally different way. You know, totally different way. I mean, I just don't. Yeah, yeah. It'd be different. It'd be different. Cause the thing that's funny, right? Like, yeah, I don't know, man. It just be different. It would just be different if he handled the situation different. But now it's gone. It's gone too far, dog. It's gone too far, dog. And I mean, we need optimism, young. Listen, I was the most optimistic Washington football fan for years, dog. Then these Bammers burnt me time and time again. I said, nah, young. Then I look at the media. These Bammers is all crooked. They all funny type dudes. It ain't no real people in the industry. Like, just keep it 100. I mean, well, and I take that back. There are, but this junk is just, yeah, it's bad. Plus, I'm gonna tell you another layer that's like kind of making it like really bad. Like this whole election stuff and just the tensions in this country. Like people don't know it's like boiling over into other places. You know when you cooking on the stove and the pot boil over and the water like hit the stove like you're like, oh snap, like. That's how it is, bro. Is the tensions in the country is boiling over into all the different areas, like all the other stuff. And so on top of him just being benched and all like that, and the whole lies and the media, like it's just like stuff just behind the scene, just stuff, dog. Like I couldn't even imagine like being like a friend to Dwayne Haskins, because I'm sure like his friends, they're probably like, dog, these white people don't want to see you win and blah, blah, blah. They're probably feeding him all this stuff too behind the scenes. Like, I'm sure that's happening. Like, I'm sure he's getting that, like, in the background, like, young, they hate you, blah, blah. It's all race related, blah, blah. They did it to RG3, blah, blah. And they, like, I'm telling you, like, behind the scenes. And then on the other side, he probably had the coach, you know what I'm saying? They saying certain stuff. Then he probably has, like, he probably has media, but I'm talking about fake media. So there's media, there's media that tries to be your friend to get information. They're really fake inside, but they say this is my job. So my job is to get close to you. My job is to act like I'm your friend so that you give me information so that I can like take it and run with it and like cause more confusion. Like that's what they are paid to do. So they're like in his ear, like, yeah, well, how's it going, blah, blah. And they're trying to like get information and they're going round about. And then if he's like not talking to them because he doesn't trust them and he's kind of like standoffish, they're like, oh, you don't want to talk to us? Then they like try to like do stuff that it's a dirty game. I can't imagine. They did make Scary Terry a captain, which, I mean, so this is another thing that happens when, and this is my opinion, right? This is just my personal opinion. Nobody else's. People are not even going to agree with this. This is my personal opinion. I think that there was some rumblings in the locker room about the situation at quarterback and situation in the team and stuff like that. And I think there's a divide probably on the team about the quarterback situation and how it's being handled. This is just my opinion. And I think that the Terry McLaurin captain Joe is to kind of get everybody on one page again. To try to like make everybody like because I think everybody is all around consensus. Everybody likes Terry McLaurin. Everybody likes him. Everybody. I have heard nothing negative about this Bama at all since he came to the team. This Bama's been a perfect model football player, if I ever seen one. Bama do everything right. Everything. I ain't heard nothing about him. Yeah. So, I mean, it's nice. It's cool. I'm glad, you know what I'm saying? We haven't had nobody on the team like that's been solid like this in a minute. So I like it, but I don't know, man. I'm not like it ain't no real big deal to me like that. So we'll see if it translates to something this week. So we gonna watch the game. Y'all watching the game tonight? AR versus the 49ers. Y'all 49ers look like they cashing it in. Like they done for the year. They whole roster hurt. The fact that they playing this game, I don't even know how they playing this game right now, though. All this COVID-19 Bammers on the roster, they canceling, shutting down facilities and stuff. These Bammers is wild, bro. Listen, it's in my nature to look for Stearns. You know why, Dan? I said it yesterday. Because the world we live in is always pulling a joke. Like it's always trying to trick people. When you look at a commercial, you see the hamburger on TV, right? They don't tell you that the hamburger that they show is not how it look in real life. They put glue, they put gloss on the junk, they do all these cosmetics to the burger so it look juicy. They don't even use real ketchup. They use like this fake like red sauce that they pour on the junk and make it look like ketchup dripping off. So it's all a jug. It's all a trick to make the person like, yeah, that hamburger looks so good, blah, blah. But it's not real. It's not real. So if a commercial's going to do that, just a commercial, dog, it's trying to trick you. A commercial. So why am I not going to look at everything with a critical eye? Like, hold on, young, what's going on here? Let me look a little bit deeper. Like, everything is trying to pull the wool over your eyes, dog. So that's why I always look for Stearns orders and everything. Because I'm telling you, it's not, everything isn't what it seems, young. It's always some funny business move. It's always something behind the scenes working in the background. Everything, dog. Everything. There's always something working in the background. So my natural inclination is to find out what's working in the background, dog. What's going on in the background? So that's why I default most times to Stearns orders. But this is the thing. That's why you gotta have people around you that help you, because you know if I'm looking at Stearns orders too much, you know my team it'll be like, dog, you wilding, you tripping. That joint ain't Stearns orders. Get out of here, woo woo. And they'll call me out on it. You know what I'm saying? They'll call me out. Your thoughts on Cap saying Eric Reed getting blackballed when he turned down the Skins offer? So I don't. Right now, listen, let me tell you something. So Kaepernick right now, he's already just basically accepted his fate. And you know, when you find yourself ostracized to the level that Kaepernick was, though they villainized this man completely, right? For doing the right thing, mind you, right? It turns you different. Like it turns you into a person who, especially when you get villainized where he was, where you're okay with being a villain. Like you're okay now. Like he's fine where he's at. But if you got a friend on your side or close to you, though, it makes you feel so good because you've been villainized to the greatest extent. Like anybody who's like kinda in your space a little bit, you're gonna be like, that's my brother, and you're gonna. So Kaepernick really is just talking out on behalf of Eric Reed. I don't think Eric Reed's necessarily been blackballed. I think people, I think Kaepernick is like, yeah, he's with me, and because he's with me, then they're blackballing him. So it's tricky. The offer that the Washington football team gave him, you see, I almost slipped up. I almost said the red, but I'm being mindful of that. The deal that they gave Eric Reed was was one of them you need us deals. A you need us deal is a deal where we give you less than what you're worth to see if you'll take it, how bad you really want it. That's what kind of deal they gave him. And so Eric Reed was like, nah, I'm not in the, like, I need you deal. You need me. Like, he's like, you need me. I'm not doing a you, I need you deal. Yeah, practice squad is disrespectful, though, for a player of his caliber who's done what he's done. Now I know the COVID rules allow for flexibilities, and I'm sure they probably couched it like, "No, we're bringing you on a practice squad because of the COVID and different things like that." But again, but this is the thing: Antonio Brown didn't do a practice squad deal. They didn't bring him onto the practice squad. They signed him outright. Dez Bryant got signed to the practice squad, but again, Dez Bryant has been out of the league longer than Antonio Brown, and Dez Bryant wants to be in the league. He's like, this is the only way I can get in. I'll take it. Which is, again, you need us deal. I'm telling you, everything is about posture. Dog, y'all want a good book? This is what I was telling you yesterday. I was saying, we need to read more. Like, our people need to read more. Everything that you need to know is in a book. So there's a book that's called Art of the Negotiation. You can go look it up. It's an excellent book. But it talks about how people negotiate for things that they want, how to get there, what methodology they use to, get to outcomes that they want. And sometimes in business deals and stuff like that, the person who speaks first, and all these different little nuances to negotiating on parameters and terms that you want for yourself to come out on top, right? So these organizations they're perfected these things, right? But they put it in nuances of the contract, where they do it with the language that they put in the contract, where they do when they come to the table. Even when Kaepernick had his first deal, like or when he was doing a workout and they like put it at a certain location, and what they were doing is they was creating a narrative. They were putting a negotiation in place and a parameter in place to get the person to lend to their parameters. Because once you bend on the parameters, that means you have to bend on all the parameters. Yeah, you bend on all the parameters. So if we get you to bend on a little bit here, you may not even be aware. That's what happens with a lot of people in a lot of like professions and jobs. Like they go to a job or they apply for a position, and then they offer them. They say, okay, yeah, we'll pay you this, and they'll be looking like, hold on, like, and then it'll be lower than what you were asking and what you wanted to get, because they want to see if you'll be willing to take it. Because if you are, then that means that other concessions you'll be willing to make along the way, depending on the position, depending on different things. Like, I mean, being able to understand it, and I'm not even saying that all those deals you don't take. Dez Bryant, in his position, felt the need to take a deal that was you need us deal. That's what the organization said. You need us. This is the deal we have on the table. Do you want it or not? He said, okay. Because in Dez Bryant's mind, he's like, I'm going to take the you need us deal. I'm going to come in. I'm going to play by their rules, right? Because I see the situation and I see there's a value that I add that they're going to need. And this is an opportunity for me to get and fill this ball. So I'll take this you need us deal with the intention that I'll be able to reassert my value and swing the pendulum to my side. Excuse me. Could that happen? Maybe. Could it not happen? More likely. Because when you take a you need us deal, usually the that deal doesn't lend to what you intend to get out of it. Most cases. Yeah. So I mean, Antonio Brown, he's getting, I mean, his contract per se isn't like ridiculous or anything, but he's still in a you need me type of, because he has value. He has retained value. Despite all this shenanigans, he has retained value. And I think having someone in your corner like Tom Brady definitely helps, so that'll retain your value too. Depending on the people who endorse you, will it retain your value. So where you might get let me just say this. I just want to be clear. If Antonio Brown, um, if Tom Brady was not with the Buccaneers, I'm not necessarily sure that Antonio Brown would have got a you need me deal. He would have got a you need us deal from the organization. They would have probably tried to put him on a practice squad or whatever, like they do. And that's just the nature of the business and how it's set up. So being able to be aware of that, know that, like that just all goes into it. But, so we're going to see, man. We're going to see how it plays out. Wave a magic wand. Who would you take as a safety? Thomas, Reed, or neither? So for the Washington football team, listen, earlier on in this whole live, when I first started the live, I've been going, this jump almost at an hour now, but I talked about matchups. I talked about reading defenses and different things like that. Adding players who have the ability and capacity to play at high levels always is a plus. Always is a plus. Because when you have those people on your team, it gives the quarterback who's reading the defense something else to think about, something else to consider. When I was playing, it's not the exact same, but I'm just saying. Thank you, Dan. You did help extend, give me a time extension. When I was playing quarterback and I was playing against certain teams, right, in the league, when I was looking on the team, I knew the different players, because you play in the league, you start seeing the different guys, you start seeing the different players. You know who has sideline to sideline speed. Trust me. As a quarterback, when I had one-on-one match, I'm like, dog, this corner, or if a corner's guarding a certain, I'm like, dog, this Bama got him. Like, that's my best receiver, but this Bama is nice. I got to be careful how I'm throwing the football. I can't be careless, because the Bama will pick it off. Or, he's disruptive. So I got to be mindful of who's out there. What I'm saying is, for a Washington football team, the quarterbacks of the other team don't have to do that for our team. They don't have to worry about nobody. They just look out there like, oh, I'm about to cook him. That's when I play certain teams, in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to cook him. I'm about to throw this joint over the top. Bama's trash, whatever. But there was other teams I'm like, oh, hold up. Yeah, oh yeah, that Bama nice. And I would game plan around those people because I knew their abilities. Now, I think Earl Thomas, I probably would steer away from him just because he's a little more of a rogue type dude. And, if you can't play in Baltimore, I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I likely will probably go after Eric Reed. I think he's much more suited for what they're trying to do here. But the problem would be not football related at all, because I think he can play safety easy. It would be him and the defensive coordinator and their viewpoints that would come into conflict when you're talking about defense and you're talking about football. So something non-football related would actually have implications on the football team and on the football play. And that is why I would say neither, to answer your question. I would not put either one of those on this roster. Eric Reed, for reasons outside of football, because I think he can definitely play and would definitely add to this depth chart and make things better. Earl Thomas, I think, can play. I think he has taken a lot of steps back and probably would be suited better to go back to Seattle Seahawks if he went anywhere. But he's a rogue type player who kind of does his own thing. And I don't think that would be conducive for a successful outcome for this franchise. If that makes any sense. So, yeah. So that's that. I'm hungry, y'all. Man, look, I'm operating on like 2 hours of sleep. Eyes look heavy. Got the heavy bag eyes. I'm hungry. About to go cook. Appreciate y'all. I think I may put this one up on the YouTube channel instead of not on here. But go follow us at Other Side of Sports. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have other live posts I put up there. Follow us at OSS980 on Instagram. Share the content. The only way we going, somebody the other day was like, dog, you should be on the radio. Like, you should get laws on. I'm like, look, the only way I'll get there is if y'all put me there. That's the only way I'll get there. Because I'm telling you, if I try to put myself there, they gonna be like, nah, because this Bama, he too real. He giving up all the secrets. He might say what's going on behind the scenes. We can't trust. Like, they don't want people like that, dog. I'm just trying to tell you, dog. They running a scam out here, so they people scamming. They don't want you to know how the scam work. They don't want you to know. Con artists never going. They doing tricks on stage. They don't want you to know how they put a card out the back of their shirt. Like, they don't want you to know. Like, I'll expose it all. I don't care. I'm all about truth, honesty, integrity. I'm on a whole different mission. So, but yeah, the tape coming soon. Get ready. I'm gonna be on the field. I'm throwing the whole route tree to show y'all I'm better than Sam Darnold right now. I'm better than Daniel Jones right now. I'm gonna do the film breakdown, all that. Y'all gonna have a whole night. You're gonna have all the information to be like, look, young, I know Harold be trolling, but the Bama real talk might be better than Sam Darnold right now. He might be better than Daniel Jones right now. No troll. I know him better than the dude from Dallas, Bonaducci, Danucci, whatever his name is. I'm better than him. That's a fact. If y'all want to put it up against him, if I get one NFL quarterback, I'm better than that. That's all I need, to make my case. That's all I need. So once you see the film, you do the judging. Y'all say, okay, nah, the Bama trolling, his arm sussy. He really can't throw the route tree. He just out here trolling. No camera tricks. Again, I'm not throwing the ball out the screen where you can't see where it go, and none of that. If I don't look better than them, it's facts. I'm telling you, it's facts. And the thing is, people, listen, and nothing else, y'all gotta give me credit. Because a lot of people do a lot of talking. They be like, oh, young, dunk on Shaq. Young, Kobe don't want, bust Jordan tail if he try to see. Oh, young, people do a lot of rapping, talking. You know what I'm saying? We not for the rapping and talking. We for keeping it all the way a buck, all the way 100. So, that's how we going. Though, I got to get some food. I'm going to be back on here tomorrow. Maybe I should schedule a time, young, so y'all know where I'm on here. Nah, I ain't no time. Y'all everybody be on IG. Bama's wake up IG. First thing in the morning they be on IG. You'll see me on here. I'm on here. When you see me on here, log in, share the jump. We'll get. I'll make dog B. Don't worry. When you see me on here, we gonna rap, dog. We gonna talk about golf. We gonna get into it, all of that. But I gotta get some food, young. I'm starving. All right, man. I'll holler at y'all.